sewing, Miracorns. I think this is officially the worst idea I ever had. If you're wondering why this video is in a different location to normal, this is not filmed in my bedroom in Dubai because I am currently in Tbilisi, Georgia. So I am on holiday, and basically how this video came about is, so basically one of my favorite things in the whole entire universe is crafts. I love watching the videos where people like thrift fit things. So basically I saw Nikki and Gabby do a video where they made what I think it was called Making Ugly Clothes Look Cute. And that just seemed like such a fun concept. I really wanted to try it. I was so surprised, but apparently here, well, now I know, but before all of this challenge started, I didn't know whether this was gonna be true, but I researched it, and apparently going shopping in like charity shops, thrift stores, secondhand stores, whatever you wanna call them, apparently they have really good ones here in Georgia, in Tbilisi. So I was really excited to try it out and try to find some good places and try to find some ugly clothes that have some potential. So without further ado, let's get on to the challenge. Here we are, look, it even says support your local second-hand store. Right, let's hope there's actually something ugly in here that has some potential to not be forever ugly. Found some really, like, they don't look nice at the moment, but they will look nice soon. So the first thing that I bought was this really long red velvet skirt. Now the reason why I got this is because I felt like the fabric was really beautiful and really nice, and like it had some potential. I was very nervous about it not fitting around my waist though, because I couldn't really think of anything that I'd be able to do with it if it didn't fit around my waist. Luckily it did, but of course, as you can see, it was very, very long. Even if I wanted it to be a long skirt, I would still have to cut it because it was just too long. It was like touching the floor. So the first thing that I did, of course, was cut them. So I'm actually using my cycling shorts here because I kind of liked the length of them. In terms of how long I wanted the skirt to be. I just wanted the skirt to be a little bit longer, so I kind of used those as a guide of how long I wanted it to be. And even though the skirt did look kind of nice at the moment, because it was a little bit too big for me, even like round the waist, but it was like just small enough for me to get away with. So basically the skirt is kind of like really sort of like big, like the actual skirt bit, and it was kind of like very puffy. So I decided that it needed some like detail to it also, and it just felt like I wanted to do something where it made it look like it fitted me better. So I decided to add some little slits on both of the sides of it. So I just measured that out, and then I put safety pins on where I wanted me to cut, just so then because I basically really didn't want to cut this and then like destroy it, because it was looking okay, and then if I like cut it like really like big slits or something by accident, I just knew it would be so bad. And then I decided to take the leap of faith and I cut both sides, and it actually came out pretty good. Now after this I was planning to like hem it, but it actually looks pretty good already. I bought were these yellow, I don't really know what they are, cargo pants I guess, and when I tried them on I was so shocked. Miracorns. I didn't bother trying them on in the charity shop even though there was actually a changing room. These are so massive. Look at them. So the first thing that I knew I had to do was that I had to obviously make them fit me. It was a bit difficult because obviously like I was actually like a size 16. Though these ones weren't really like gross or ugly, they were just really, really, really big on me. So I had to make them try to fit me, and that was kind of like my challenge with this item. So it was a bit difficult though because I didn't really know what to do about like the crotch. Like I'm not that skilled at sewing or anything, so I didn't know how to make it like smaller. I couldn't work it out, so I just had to like work with it and try to make them really, really high-waisted, which I do like having high-waisted things, but these are just very, very, very high-waisted. But the first thing that I had to do was obviously pin it. Well, I tried them on inside out, and then I pinned where I wanted it to, you know, so it would fit me. So then, since I don't have a sewing machine, I did the grueling task of hand sewing these really long bottoms all the way down on both sides, hand sewing miracles. And since I didn't actually have any yellow thread, I decided rather than using white, because I felt like that would still kind of show and it would look like I was trying to get like yellow thread, but I didn't have any. I decided to use black because I feel like black and yellow look quite nice together, like quite a nice contrast. So I thought if the thread does show, then it kind of looks like it's on purpose because it's like contrasting thread. So I thought that might add a bit of detail to the bottoms anyways. And then I just cut off the excess. I bought. Now, when I bought this, I was actually looking for something like this, and when I saw this shirt, I was just like, this is a perfect pattern. So basically, I'm not sure if this was men's or women's, but basically it was this really oversized shirt. It was really big on me. It was stripy and blue, and I liked the color and I liked the pattern. I just didn't like it being a shirt. So as you can see, I actually saw someone do this on YouTube in one of the thrift flipped videos that I watched, and basically they turned a shirt into one of these sort of like Pinafore dresses, and it looked so cool. So I really wanted to try it out. Like, I actually own 2 of these Pinafore dresses already. I only bought one of them on holiday with me, so I just kind of used this as a guide to know how big I wanted it to be, because I was actually a little bit nervous about the shirt not being big enough to be a dress. I was scared that it was going to be a bit short, but it was actually the perfect length. It was the same length as my dress. So all I did was just cut off the sleeves, and then I just cut down the side of the shirt. I obviously cut off the top bit with the collar as well, then I cut down the sides because it was going to be way too wide to be a dress. And then I just had to sew up all of that bit that I'd cut off again. And yes guys, I still don't have a sewing machine. For this whole video, everything that I do is I hand sewed everything. So then I had to sew down the sides, and then I also had to hem the top because obviously I cut it off and it was just like not very nice edge. Then I had to make the Pinafore sleeves. So I just made these from like the excess fabric. It was actually quite good because I had the cuff of the sleeve, so then I kind of used that to make it like a nice looking strap. Difficult to find because I feel like there is lots of thrift stores here and like charity shops and stuff like that and secondhand stores, but they're quite difficult to find. And like if you went onto Google Maps, the only one I could see was the one that we went to earlier. So I managed to find about this one on a blog, so I found some stuff in there, but it was quite difficult, but I think they have some potential. So the first item that I bought from this store were these shorts. So these were so old and just worn. Like, I actually saw inside the pocket, it's like a really dark blue denim, but everything that you can see, it looks very whitewashed. And surprisingly, I felt like this had a lot of potential because I know that it is a style. People intentionally make their new jeans into like distressed old shorts or old looking shorts. So I thought, why don't I just do it to a pair of old shorts already? So the first thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to make the bottom of them distressed to make it look like it was actually like supposed to be old, like looking, that it's like a new item that looks old, not that it's an old item that I'm trying to make new. So I felt like to do that, I would have to like, you know, get rid of that rolled up bit because I just felt like that wasn't adding like a nice style to the short. So I basically unrolled it. I had to obviously cut it up because it was like sewed rolled up. But then I realized, I was looking at them and I was like, these shorts just look so weird, like the wrinkles on them are so weird. So I decided to have a go at ironing it. These are so weird, I hate them. I don't understand like how that happens or what, but like if I try and crop them and like cut this puffy bit off, then around the back it's gonna cut off the pocket and it's gonna be really short. I don't understand these shorts or what I'm supposed to do with them. So even though they were looking really weird and I was very annoyed, as you could tell by that last clip. So yeah, I decided to cut off the bottom and just carry on with my plan and just try and work with them. And then to make them really distressed, I just like tried to pull at the bottom just to make them like have that really nice distressed look. And then because obviously these were very old, even though I wanted the bottom of them to look very distressed, I noticed that at like the top on the waistband of the shorts, there was loads of like frayed bits. So I tried to cut them off, although it didn't really work. I don't know if I helped it at all. But in the end, well, I'm not gonna say what they look like in the end just yet. So, yeah. Basically, after this, my original plan was from this stall, I also bought this scarf. I don't know what was going through my head when I bought these things, but for some reason, I thought that this pink scarf, which had stains on it, by the way, but I thought I could just fold it up in a way that you don't see the stains. I thought, oh, this is a really nice color. This would look nice with the really old shorts, and it might make them look a bit more new. I think this is officially the worst idea I ever had. Sienna just told me that it looks like I'm wearing a swim float. Yeah, I kind of regret buying this scarf. I'm sure there must be something I can do with it, like these little bits. I don't know what I can do. Yeah, as you can see, that really didn't work. So then I was just looking at these shorts and I was getting so annoyed at this point, and I was just like, they need something better. So I decided to try my hand at embroidering. So I decided to embroider these two stars. As you can see, the first tiny one was a complete fail. The second one actually came out pretty nice. So I'm glad that the big one was the nice one, not the other way around, because if not, that would have just destroyed them even more. Then I felt like these shorts just needed distressing more. So I tried to distress them on the other pocket, and I also did a little bit on the pocket with the stars as well. And even though I didn't record it, I did also distress them a bit on the front. And then all I had to do was, because I was actually decided to watch a tutorial now, because I was getting so annoyed, I was just like, let's look to YouTube and see what other people do with these old looking shorts. And someone said distress them and then put them in the washing machine, and it gives them that nice distressed look. So that is what I did. That I bought from this shop was this dress. As you can see, this dress is very big on me. I think it was a women's dress, and it was like a size medium, so it just didn't fit me at all. And even though the pattern was kind of nice, I wasn't like the fondest of the pattern. I just felt like in this dress form, it was just looking really, really bad. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely hated this dress. So the first thing that I knew I had to do was I needed to try and make it fit me a bit more, and I felt like it might make it look a bit better. So the first thing that I did was make the straps shorter because they were a bit big on me. And when I bought this dress, I didn't really have much of an idea what I was gonna do with it, so I just kind of winged it the whole time. But I knew that I definitely wanted to cut the skirt off and turn it into a top. And then because obviously this dress, or it's actually now a top, was still too big for me, I had to sew it in at the sides and make it a bit smaller. So then after I'd hand sewn both sides, then I had to cut off the excess. And then I had the most ingenious idea. So it had this really nice sort of like band bit, and my original plan was to try and work out how I could use that in the front of like the shirt, and like I didn't really know what I was gonna do and how I was gonna make it not look messy. But then I thought, hang on a second, what about if I like flip this inside and then I turn it into like a crop top, and then it looks like nice and fitted down the bottom. So I sewed it in, and what I'm talking about. I was just walking down the street and I just spotted another what looks like a thrift store. I mean you can kind of tell by the look of the clothes, so let's see if there's anything ugly that we can make it do. That's quite nice. I don't know if we can like get rid of that in any way. I've actually spotted something, which is this dress, and unfortunately it's not ugly, it is cute already, so I'm just gonna get it anyways. I actually really wanted to try and find some jeans, but the only thing is, although I can definitely crop them, I don't know if I can like really make them fit around my waist, although these ones actually look like they might fit around my waist, because I feel like if I try to sew it, then it will probably just like mess up the jeans. I think that would fit me, yeah, and these are quite nice because we've got like that one. They have got stains though, that's the thing. I can't get the stains off. I can make them look cute, I can't get the stains off. So the first thing that I bought from Shop Free was another dress, kind of similar to the Aztec style one. And basically, this was actually from H&M, and I felt like this was an okay dress. It wasn't really ugly, but it was just a bit boring, and it wasn't really my style. And I actually really liked the text print, and I really liked the sleeve bits and the collar bit, but I just hated the skirt. So I knew that I definitely wanted to cut off the skirt, but basically what happened was I was really stupid, so I was cutting it, and then I was leaving enough of a gap for me to make it a nice neat edge and hem it. But then because I was like cutting it like both sides at once while it was like laid down flat on a table, it basically just ended up going wrong, and on one side the hem, like I just cut it straight up against the waistband and there wasn't going to be any room for a hem, and it was just an all-round failure. So then in the end I decided to just crop it on top of the waistband, but then I decided to cut it wonky, and then I cut it like somehow it was just a massive failure, guys, and I was so annoyed at this point, and I tried it on, but I knew that if I wanted to make it not wonky, I'd have to make it really short, and then if I'd lift up my arms, it would just be too short, and it was just a failure. And I was like, this had like such nice potentiality, and it was just getting destroyed. So then I had no other option than evening it out, just because like I couldn't wear a wonky t-shirt. It was just too bad, and unfortunately, guys, yes, it didn't fit me. But then I was like, hang on a second, it doesn't fit me. What about my little sister? That I bought from this store was actually really nice already. Like, I wasn't sure. I had like a love-hate relationship with it at first. I was just like, it looks nice, but at the same time it looks really old and not nice. So I decided to crop it, and it ended up looking really nice. Dress. Now I reckon that in the past it probably looked really nice, and I actually really like this. It fitted me quite nicely. The only thing is it looked like someone else had tried to flipped it, and basically they kind of failed, and it just looked really messy at the bottom. So I decided to fix it. So because how they'd like cut it in like that sort of like a W shape at the front and then like a V shape on the back, I decided to just make it a V shape on both the front and the back, just because it looked a bit weird it being like that. I don't know what they were trying to do, because it was very obviously cut by someone else, not how the shop originally made it, not how they bought it. So I just decided to cut it all even and then hem it, and voila, it ended up coming out really nice. Enjoy doing this so much, guys, even though it took like almost 2 days of sewing. Literally all today I have been sewing, and yesterday all the afternoon I was sewing, so my fingers are like sore because I hand sewed everything, so pat on the back to me. So guys, if you're new around here, make sure to click subscribe. Also check out this video here and that video there. I really love all my clothes that I ended up with. I mean, some of them, they're okay, and then some of them I like really love. But I feel like I definitely managed to resurrect a lot of things. Anyways guys, I'll see you in my next video.